All right, let me see if I can do this in demo kind of mode here. All right, hi. Welcome, Gary here. Today we're going to mount a fiber photograph. How do we mount a fiber photograph? First of all, we've got to get this to be a little flatter. In order to get the photo flatter, we can, after we turn on the heat press and turn it to 200 degrees, as it's warming up, we can go ahead and place our image in between the two sheets of paper that are inside of the heat press. Go ahead and lock it down. Let it sit there for 3 to 5 minutes while you're preparing your space and get everything together. And then we can come back and we have a flatter photograph to work with. Fast forward. Okay. Oh my goodness, it's much flatter. I feel much better now about what I'm about to do, which is mount this photograph. All right, the materials that you're going to need for mounting are mount board, an adhesive backing paper called dry mount tissue, and of course your photographs. All right, now you also could utilize a sharpened pencil, in which this one is not. And if somebody has a sharpened pencil, let me borrow one quickly. And also we need a ruler or two. Okay, pause that. Let me find it back. Look at this, and miraculously I have both a pencil and a ruler. All right. Now, you guys have two sources of paper to work from. You can use the color mount tissue that's in here, and this is at an 11 by 14 inch size, which is totally fine to use. It's a little bigger than you need. Or we'll be using it from the roll here, cutting down the size than what you require. Or some of them you'll already have packets that'll have the 8 by 10 size already in here. The idea is simple. First of all, pause. You have a submission of your art projects to Montage. When is that?
December 2nd through 5th.
December 2nd through 5th. You need to get your work in there. Submit your work to Montage. That'll be a good piece. That's good.
Thank you.
All right. So I have this little bean bag here. The bean bag is used to weight the photograph down so you can work with it. Okay. All right. So I have plugged these in before we took the video. These are getting nice and warm. I can still put my hand on them. That's right. I might take off the little booties. My heat presses are warming up. My plugs are in, but I'm going to remember what to do when I'm done with everything here. Unplug everything. Okay. All right. Exactly. Leave everything there. All right. So, if you don't go with the exact size of your paper, that's fine. It can be bigger. It just needs to go over the whole side. All right. So I'm going to use this as it was been cut down because it works well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my tacking iron and I'm going to situate the paper so it goes all the way around my four corners. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit it with a little bit of heat right here, right in the center. And hopefully that held on to the work. All right? So that actually allowed this piece of paper now to hold on. I'm going to take the booty off because it's going to work a little faster. I'm using the angled end of my tacking iron here to go ahead and just kind of rub it across, lightly rub it across, and it kind of smears and heats the paper up, and so it attaches to your photo. Now, to answer Madison's question, if you have borders, this is when you cut your borders off. You don't want to cut your borders off beforehand and then try to get this paper to place, because you don't want any yellow paper sticking out from behind this. You want to cut this down with borders on it, not before it. Okay, so I'm going to come over to my little cutting machine here, and I'm going to decide where it is that I'm going to cut my borders off. And
So you want to cut it before you actually put the whole adhesive on it?
you want to cut it afterwards.
Why? No, yeah, I mean, but cut it before you do the adhesive. Before you put it in the heat press. Right now.
Yes.
Yes.
You would cut it right now.
As opposed to putting the adhesive down at a time.
Yes. Yes. So I'm going to find You know, and all of you will do your own method for how it is you want to cut this to make this straight, but I always cut one side first, and then I use that side as my constant because that's my straight side. If I have a little bit of paper that's wonky or the image is wonky in there, at least I know I've got one straight edge to work off of that I will cut all of these. Now remember, you got to slide this thing back first of all before you cut, because you don't cut from here, you cut from the back towards the end. I'm going to line this up, and I want to make sure that I get off my ends. And I'm going to just do this quick for the sake of quickness. And I can always measure too. Maybe I want this image to be 7 inches wide. I'm going to go ahead and do that just so it's a little easier but all of your images will be different depending on your border sizes, if you have any or not. All right, and then also I'm going to make this a 7 by 9 inch image. You don't have to make your images 7 by 9. It's just that I know that if I make one image 7 by 9, then I want to make all of my images 7 by 9. Paying attention to my edge detail, not cutting off important things that I want to keep hold on to and love. All right. Okay. Move on over to our mounting board. You will all receive 10 sheets of mounting board, 11 by 14, to put your 8 by 10 size image into. Now, how are you going to place it? This is a portrait-based image here, so it's portrait format. That means that you're going to put it in here this way. Now, do you center it? Do you bottom weight it, where you have more weight here, more space here, and these are smaller? It's up to you. I don't care. If it's landscape, imagine this being landscape. Does your landscape come up here and have the bottom where you know it's the bottom? If it's abstract, usually if it's an abstract image, those are the ones that I like to orient with some sort of weight here to the bottom edge so you know how to orient the piece, right? Otherwise, it can be in the center. I don't give a shit what it is. Crap, excuse me. What it is you guys want to do. If you do bottom weight it, there are ways to kind of make this side, and this side all equal, and you can go with that if you want to, or you can just go ahead and center it in here. All right, now, the rest is math fun that you may not want to necessarily film, but I can eyeball a little bit. What this does is this helps me to put this on here and kind of move this thing around and decide how it is that I'm going to do this. So if I know that this image is 7 inches by 9 inches, and we know this is 11 inches by 14 inches, that means that if it's 11 inches, I should have how much border on each side? What's that? 2 inches. Yeah, 7 plus 4 is 2 inches, so that means I at least want to look at this and go, do I have 2 inches there? Do I have 2 inches here? Yes. And I know this is a 9-inch photograph this way and on a 14-inch. So how many inches do I have left over? 5 inches. So it means I have 2.5. Or if I bottom weight it, I'll move this up to 2, keeping it consistent. This to 2, and then we know that this one will be roughly around 3 inches down here, right? Now, in essence of time, I'm not going to go ahead and make this super perfect. I'll let you guys do that. The pencil becomes really important because this allows you to make little teeny marks where it is you want your corners to be that can be easily erased. There's gum erasers that you can pull and stretch and turn in that you can keep going with them until they turn all nice soft and meaty. Those make the best erasers for mattes because they don't leave any streaky residue. Like if you get pencils that have a red tip or a blue tip or something, you'll get red and blue. You've done that before with pencils, I'm sure. All right. You and your pencils. Okay. Centered where I want it. I think it looks good enough to me. Or me, as a different person than you, because you might be more perfectionist. I'm a perfectionist, just not right now. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and tack a corner. Lift up, I'm going to tack another corner here. Now, it's on. For the most part, it's on. We're getting close. We're almost there. The reason why I tacked from the center first to hold the paper on, and I left these corners up, is so I could raise up the corner and then tack the yellow sheet down a lot easier. I wanted to remind you that if you attach your mounting tissue to the back of here, and you tack in the center and you decide to get like the sides, don't go too close to the edge because you might inadvertently end up cutting off your border, which may have the tack on it, and then the piece of paper will drop off. That's why at least one in the center will keep it on there with no issues. But you can tack it on any way you see form fit. All right, here we go. Right? Take this, slide this in, down, and